Hello dear teachers, welcome to the very first video on our digitalization journey. So in this video we look at the introduction to Microsoft Word, and we detailedly talk about two tabs. We have the File tab and the Home tab. Alright, so if this video is not really clear to you, make sure you increase your YouTube resolution to maybe 360 or 480 so the video appears clearer in case it is blur. Alright, so Microsoft Word is basically just a software that we use to digitalize our lessons. Alright, especially when it concerns maybe drawing of diagrams, presentation of the document. It always becomes very tedious for teachers. So by the end of this program, I hope that we are going to be versed with those things. Alright, so here is a Microsoft Word software. Alright, I am using the 2021 version. Maybe yours might appear different from this, but anyways, the same tabs have same functionality no matter the version of Microsoft Word. So let's begin with introducing all the tabs that are present here in the interface of Microsoft Word. So we have the File tab, we have the Home tab, we have the Insert, we have the Design, we have the Layout, we have the References, the Mailings, the Review, the View, and the Help. So according to this program, we are going to look at the File tab, the Home tab, the Insert tab, the Design tab, the Layout tab. These other guys, I'll just kind of run through them, not really detailedly, but anyways, if you have some specific questions about them, you can now post your questions in the comment section or even in the WhatsApp group. Okay, but anyways, our objective is to give you guys the essentials that you're going to be using to digitalize your lessons. Okay, so let's talk about the Home tab. That's the objective of this video. Then later at the end, I'll talk about the File tab, though there's nothing much to talk about there. So for the Home tab, alright, the Home tab is basically what you see here. Okay, the Home tab is what you see here. If I click on Insert, you see it changes. Design, it changes. Layout, it changes. Reference, it changes. Mailings, it changes. Review, View, and even the Help tab, it changes. If you go to the File tab and you click on it, but the File tab is just maybe for you to save your document, or maybe to come and open a recent document that you don't find under your File Explorer. So that's just all about the File tab. So let me just talk about the File tab. So after maybe preparing a document, alright, and you want to save the document, when you want to save the document, the first thing to come and click is File. Once you click on File, it can enable you to maybe open a new document or to open a specific document. Alright, also a new blank document you can open. Either you open a new blank document clicking here or clicking here. Like I said, my version is 2021, so it might appear different for you. So but I think these icons will show for both of us. Now you can save the document as something. Okay, you can either just save it. In fact, if it is a new document that you have never saved it before, you need to save it as, you need to write the name of the document. But if you have saved it before, then you just need to click on Save. It's going to save automatically. You could print, share, export. Export means you can convert it to a PDF, to a video, to an Excel sheet, and so on and so forth. So I think those are the most important things. So at the end, we'll try to save a document and you see how it works. But I believe all these little basics, you know them already. Okay, now let's talk about the Home tab. In the Home tab, let's begin with the first section, which is the paste, in fact the clipboard. Okay, the clipboard. Now what is this section all about? Now this section contains the paste, the cut, and the copy. Alright, so here is paste, here is cut, and here is copy. Now what are the functions of, let's begin with copying. For example, you want to copy a certain text and then you paste in your document. Alright, so if you want to copy, you must highlight the text. For example, let us say that I've typed maybe hello, good evening, to everyone. Hope you are doing great. Okay, so let us assume that alright, this is what I want to copy. It is somewhere, or maybe even inside my document. I want to copy it and paste it maybe in another place or still inside the document. All you need to do is you highlight what you want to copy. Once you highlight what you want to copy, you come here, you realize that in fact when it is not highlighted, these commands are not also highlighted. But once it is highlighted, you realize that this guy is now highlighted. You now see. So if you click on this, you are going to copy. Even if you click on this, you are also going to copy. But the only difference between copying and cutting is that if you copy, for example, if I click on this, I've already copied it already. Alright, once you copy, if maybe your version is having a clipboard, what you have copied is going to appear on the clipboard. Alright, anything you copy is going to appear there. Now once you copy, the text still stays where it is. Alright, so let's go and paste somewhere. Maybe if I want to paste, I've already copied already, so I just need to come and click on paste. That is it, I've pasted. But now when it concerns the cutting is in such a way that you want to copy and delete it at the same time. So you click on it and then you take cut. Once you cut, it deletes from that space, and then now you can paste. Alright, so that is it. So you have seen already how to copy, how to cut, and how to paste. My clipboard will carry all the informations that I've copied. Okay, alright. If you don't have a clipboard, no problem, it's not really necessary. It's just that with higher versions of Microsoft Word, some new features have been implemented into it. Okay, now let us talk about, even if you want to copy a picture. Yes, if you want to copy a picture, you can copy the picture and paste, and then you adjust the picture. When we go to insert, we are going to talk more about that. Alright, so that is all about the copying, the pasting, and the cutting commands. Now, what is the short form for copying? If you go to your keyboard, and you press Control Ctrl alongside with C, you are going to copy. Alright, if you want to paste, you press Control alongside with V, you are going to paste. And if you want to cut, you press Control alongside with X, you are going to cut. So those are the shortcuts. You must not necessarily do it using your maybe copying, highlighting, and looking for the command and copying. You can just highlight, and then now you either press Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste, or Ctrl X to cut. In the document I'm going to send in the group, I'll try to highlight these things so that once you go through the document and you go through the video, you are going to be perfect when it concerns the home tab. So that's the first section of the home tab. Now let's go to the second section of the home tab, where we have the second section, we have the fonts. Now this section here basically deals with you adjusting your text, that is you formatting your text. Okay, now this is a text that I have already, so let's begin with the font name and the font size. So this font name standardly is always Calibri body. That's a standard font name in when you open any Microsoft Word software. The standard font name is Calibri body. Now if you don't like this font name and you want to change the font name, you need to always highlight on what you want to change. If you want to change the font name of everything, or maybe you want to change the font name of just a particular section, alright, once you highlight it, you now come and click on this drop down, or you use a command Control Shift and F. That is a shortcut. Either you use Control Shift and F, and then now it's going to appear directly. So let me try it. Control Shift and F. Exactly. Now that's it, and then now you can now choose the font name you want. Here are the various font names, but anyways, that's in case I don't know. Now if you want to choose a font name, there are so many font names. Alright, you click on the drop down. These are the font names I've been using. So my best font name is Century School Book. Yeah, that's my best font name. Sometimes I use Times New Roman. In fact, it all depends on the type of document I am typing. If I'm typing a maths document, I always prefer to use either Times New Romans, or I use Century Schoolbook, or I use Calibri Body. Alright, alongside my headings, I'll be using Area Black, Garamond, Corporate Gold, Corporate Bold. Yeah, so there are so many of them. So all you need to do is you highlight, and then now there are so many. I don't even know how many of them are there, but all you need to do is you highlight what you need, and then now you just change the font name. All right, you change, you give the name you want. Now that's all about the font name. Now let's go to font size. You see the standard size also when you open any Microsoft Word program is 11. So if you want to increase the font size or decrease, you also need to come, either you press Ctrl Shift and P. Let me try Ctrl Shift and P. Voila, it comes directly to the font sizes. Okay, and then I can change to 14 to 12. I don't know, you see it is indicating here, but anyways, the command is not really necessary. So we can just come directly to here, and then we click on the drop down, and then we choose what we need. We choose any font size we need. So I can take 12. Yeah, 12 is very good, especially when you're typing your notes. All right, though 11 is also visible, but at least 12 is good. When you print out the document, you see clearly. All right, that is all about the font name and the font size. Now you could also increase your font size using Ctrl Shift and the greater than sign, or you decrease it using Ctrl Shift and the less than sign. All right, so if I try Ctrl Shift and less than, if I highlight Control, let me see the command again, Control plus Shift plus less than, make your text a bit smaller. So Control Shift and less than. Okay, I'm instead pressing something else. Control Shift and less than, it makes it smaller. Control Shift and greater than, it makes it bigger. So those are just shortcuts. All right, now let us go to the bold. Let's go to this section down here. So this is bolding. If you want to make it to be bold, either use Control B. That is, in fact, these commands are for those who are using the QWERTY keyboard, the English keyboard. For those who are using the AZERTY, I think you just not, in fact, if your Microsoft Word is in English, these commands are going to be working. But if it's in French, you have to go close to the icon of what you need, and then now you see the command. So if you want to bold, you can just press Ctrl B, it bolds it. All right, or you come and click on bold, you have it there. Now if you want to make it to be in italics, all right, either you press Ctrl I, that is for it to be slanted, or you just go to where we find italics and then you press it. You see, these things are making the document now to be a little bit good. At the beginning it was just a little bit very normal, but as we keep on editing the text, it makes it to be more presentable. Now what about underlining? Here is the underlining. So if you click on this drop down, you're going to see the various lines that you could use. You could either use a straight line, which is bold, double line, a single line, dashes, waves, and all the rest. You can even choose the underlining color. You can choose the color you wish to underline your text with. Anyways, to underline something, you have to select it. All right, if you just click on the underlining, it gives you the standard, the normal underlining line. But if you want to make it more pertinent, you can kind of maybe change, you format the line. All right, or you even put dashes to it. It all depends on you, or even put waves to it. More underlines. You can also in fact, here is just to edit. Yeah, it's just to edit. Okay, let me cancel the underlining. Okay, now this guy is to strike through. That is, if you want to maybe cancel something, you can do it. I don't really think this one is always necessary. Now this one is for subscript, for example. But I think when we go to the insert tab, you're going to see how to do with this subscript. I think this subscript is maybe for those who haven't mastered how to use the insert tab to insert equations. All right, but for subscript, for example, if I press H and I want to put H2O, I can just come here and I click on this guy here, and then I press 2. You see, it kind of goes. Then you need to click it back to leave, and then you press O. But anyways, when we go to the insert tab, then you're going to see how to kind of do something like this. Wait, kind of do something like this without wasting much time. All right, now even this guy is maybe when you want to put the subscript to the par. So for example, if I press H and then I want to put to the par, I'll click on this, then I press a number that is 2. You need to click. If you continue writing, you realize that it's going to continue in the par, so you need to click it back, then you now press, you now continue. But anyways, when we go to the insert tab, you basically see how to do things like this. Type equations like x squared plus 2x plus 1 without wasting much time. All right, now we are done with this first section of the fonts. Now let's go to this guy. This guy here is just a text effect, the text effect and typography. So for example, if you want to format your text, let's highlight something, all right, and then you see the functionality of this. You click on the drop down and then you see what is happening. Yes, you see what is happening. This is just to make your document to be more presentable. All right, if you want to give it a shadow, it all depends on you. Now not really important, but let's talk about highlighting. If I want to highlight a certain portion of my document, you always have to select. All right, once you select, you can give it a highlighting color. These are the various colors, all right, or you can give it no color if maybe you have highlighted and you want to remove the color. So for example, if I give it this coloration, then I want to remove it back, I'll see come and select it, then I go to the very drop down, all right, and then I click on no color. That is it. Now let's go to this guy, which is a font color. So you see this font color is naturally black, all right, and it is even bold, as according to what I've done. I can also remove the bold and also the italics, but I think it's better like that. Now if I want to change the color, I can just come and click on the drop down and then I choose the color of the text I want. All right, I choose any color that best describes what I'm trying to explain. Okay, now let's go to the case. Is it capital letter or small letters? Now if I want to maybe give this man to be in capital letters or in small letters, I come here, I click on the drop down. Sentence case is when it's a sentence. Lowercase, everything goes to small letters. Uppercase, everything goes to capital letters. Capitalize each word, which means that the beginning of each word will start with a capital letter. You see H, G, E, T, E, H, Y, A, D, A, D, G. Now toggle case, you see, in fact, don't even know what that's used for. I hardly use these things. Okay, so I can just go to capitalize each word. Yep, voila. So we are done with that. Is all about the font section of the home tab. Now let us go to, I've overused this hello, so I'll now try to be using these other guys here. Let us now go to the paragraph. Okay, now this paragraph section is, here so many functionalities. First, if I want to do automatic numbering, all right, let's begin with this first guy here. This is bullet. All right, if you click on the drop down, you see the various, in fact these are you might not see exactly what is displayed on my screen. All right, you see just what you have been using. So I will show you how to introduce some new bullets. All right, so we have this bullet. You see, once I go close to it, you see what happens if I kind of want to number. All right, now you can also define a new bullet. If you click on defining a new bullet, you could choose a symbol, a picture, or a font. If I take a symbol, I have so many symbols. All right, you see this is a symbol. Once you click on a symbol, or you click on, in fact, any symbol of your choice, all right, even if in fact there are so many of them. So if I click on a symbol, for example, and I click OK, then I need to click OK again. Automatically you see what happens. All right, you can also change the color. That is it. You see, because it's kind of like a text now. You can now change the color and you make it to suit you. Now what next? That, like I said, there are so many of them. All right, so these are just the various bullets that I've been using. That's why you see my bullet library. So you could define a new bullet even using a picture. It depends on you. All right, so if that happens, I can just automatically make these three things to carry that same bullet. All right, now let's copy everything and try to this man is 12, so let's try to give the font size here as 12 also. So we have 12. Let's try to bold it. Let's try to define. Let's give the name as school this, and then let's try to italics, and then let's try to change the color. Let's give it the red coloration. Voila. So you see now, after the bullet section, we have the automatic numbering. That's the numbering if you want it to be 1, 2, 3. So if I come here, for example, all right, that is my pointer, or in fact my slash. I come here, and then if I want to make it to be 1, 2, 3, I click on 1, 2, 3. It depends how your 1, 2, 3 is going to be, ABC, small letters, or you can even define new number format. All right, you can define a new number format, but I think these standard number formats are okay. But anyways, if you want to do this in your keyboard, you can just, if I want it to be 1, I'll press 1, then I'll press full stop, then I'll press my space bar. Automatically it becomes it automatically follows a numbering system. All right, you can also shift it to the right as well as to the left. So if I come, you see where this my pointer is, if I just right click on it, I will be able to shift it to the right. All right, okay. Now without wasting much time, that is it for the numbering. You choose what you want. Now also, this is kind of okay. If you begin with 1 has A has Roman 1 has A, and so on and so forth. So all you need to do is you start numbering this way. If maybe you're in equation and the equation has number 1 has A and all the rest. Okay, let's go to this section. Now this section is just kind of adjusting the position of your text. For example, you see, if I want this guy to be to the far extreme right, no, maybe if I want it to be the far extreme right, I do this. If I want to centralize it, I do this. Far extreme left, I do this. So that's just a positioning. All right, now this guy is now the line and paragraph spacing. So the spacing between these lines. For example, if I highlight everything and I click on this, you realize that we could increase the spacing between the lines, all right, as well as we could decrease the spacing between the lines. So 1.15 I think is standard for me, though sometimes I usually use 1 in some cases where I don't want the document to exceed a certain number of pages. Okay, now let's go to anyways, this one we have already seen what is used for that. This just kind of is similar to bullets. All right, now this guy is, if you want to sort, not really important. Yeah, I think not really important. This is shading. For example, if I select this, for example, okay, and I click on this drop down, you see this what happens. It is different from highlight. All right, if it is highlight, we need to come to highlight, and then you see what happens to it. But when it is shading, it kind of creates something. Well, it is almost same as highlight, but not really the same as highlight. All right, so that is it. You could change the color, you could create your colors. Now this guy is if you go close to it, is written at the borders. When you click the drop down, you see once you have selected a text, you can put it inside a box. You can maybe draw a line at the top, draw a line at the left, at the right, in a box, and so on and so forth. You could also adjust the anyways, when we are going to go to design, I'll talk more about the borders and shading, where we are going to input borders even. So for example, if I just place my kind of my slash here, right, and I want this guy to be underlined, when necessary I must not come and click on the underline here. I could just come to my drop down here, then I click on bottom line. All right, I try to centralize. You see, that is it. If you want it to be a top line, you come and click on top line. If you want it to be in a border, you come and click on border, and so on and so forth. So all of these things is just to make your document to be more presentable. All right, so that is it with the this one is not too important. It's not too important. That is it with the paragraph section of the home tab. Now this other section is styles. You use this basically when you're producing kind of a textbook, or maybe you want to put some headings. Okay, so for example, if I'm typing a document and I take introduction, okay, maybe I want to create my table of content. You must define various styles. So maybe, no, let me not say introduction. Maybe I can say, if I'm solving past Junes, whenever I go to June 2019, maybe whenever I go to any June, there's a specific font that he uses. Maybe I can click this. All right, June 2019. Now if I come here, for example, and I come to this man, you realize that you will see the same thing. Maybe June 2020. Though you can make it to be automatic, but anyways, I'll lay more emphasis on that. You can also create, there are so many of them. All right, I'll lay more emphasis on that when maybe you are kind of already into the Microsoft Word proper. This section is not so important. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. This is just the introduction to Microsoft Word, where we have seen the file and the home tab. So in the next video, we are going to look at the design, the insert and the design tab. All right, so I'm going to send a PDF in a group where you're going to see some series of exercises for you to try to do and practice. I know some of you already know all of these things, but anyways, as we proceed, you get to learn one or two things. All right, thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.